Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your girl Mitch Gaming, and we are officially live tonight for the PUBG Mobile Invitational Games. I mean, we have seen this game teams playing in the PMAC group stages. And now, before we make it to the finale, Three Crowns Esports decided to host an invitational. We'll be seeing how these teams perform. What are we going to be expecting? I mean, a lot is going to be on the table. We know how these teams are trying to prepare themselves for the games. They want to see who's going to be doing this or that. But I have a feeling people might not really put all their cards on the table. But we'll be waiting to see how that goes. What are we expecting to see? Are we going to be having the usual teams that we saw dominating along the group stages, dominating again? That is something I'm going to wait and see. But for today's schedule, we'll be having the first match as Sanhok, second and third will be Erangel, and then we'll be closing the night with Miramar as the fourth game. So honestly, starting at Sanhok, we all know that is where all the juice is, where all the teams are going to be warming up, where all the action will be. So of course, I am excited. I really want to see how this is going to go. And looking at the playing teams, we have ZEUS MORIS, Three Crowns Esports, ZEUS Final Boss, More Esports, Team Unique, Rage, RJC, Mercenary Union, Neon Rising, The Donkeys, Rejects X, Team Execute, One Band, 12 Esports, Rescue Esports, and the Angry X Smoke. I mean, it's going to be really interesting. We know how good these teams are, okay? And this being an invitational, it's not just any invitational. There will be, of course, a prize to be won. So maybe some will play their best just for the prize, okay? Just for the prize. But let's head on into the game and see what we are going to be expecting today, what the teams are going to be having for us. But as of now, we can see that the game is finally starting, and most of the teams will be forced to pick a landing spot. I'm not sure if everyone will be showing us their, best landing spot. I think they're just going to be playing a level gameplay where they're showing this is where we want to be, or rather we're just having fun, we're testing the water. So let's see how this is going to go. But looking at the flight path, we can see it coming from the southwestern side all the way to Stalba, and probably we'll have teams. Okay, when we look at what happened in the group stages, we had teams landing in places like Rozok, School, Pochiki. Looks a little bit crowded. You can see how many teams are going towards that side, and not only that side, Georgipol as well is really crowded. At least I think half of the lobby is going to that side. But we'll be waiting to see if there'll be any action as early as the first game. But as of now, the teams are just trying to get their utilities up. They're trying to see what is going to be working for them, what is the next step, rather. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be the team that plays aggressively, or do you want to be the team that is going to be holding it out? But it seems the fight has finally begun. We can see some action. Some teams have decided that we are going to be taking on the early fight, but is it going to be worth it really? Are we ready to take on those fights and end up losing games too early? But that's something maybe the IGLs will be the ones to make the call. But so far, Mercenary Union, we have Prison, we have Team Execute as well is here. We can see another team, I believe that is RRAGE Esports. So this is interesting, by the way. I don't know why they have chosen to take on the early fights. I guess not everyone is ready to show their cards. But of course, this might also be a good thing. They're trying to learn to play under pressure. Let's see what Prison will be up to. We can see the EXT player, they're going in for that push. Prison quite subtle with that camp, and he immediately gets that fast knock, fast player down from Team Execute. That is Zarba. Immediately his teammate hearing that, they want to go in for that push. Prison is going to be on the hot seat right now, because for Mercenary Union, Glixie is not even close to Prison, but that cover will be amazing if anyone decides to go there. But as you can see, they are trying to go in for that push. The S12K is in hand. Shakid with the DP28. Between the DP and the S12K, I do not know which gun will be better, but I can bet on it is the S12K. But it's all a skill issue. I'm not really sure what I'm saying there, but it's a skill issue. But for now, Swashi and his teammates, they are getting closer. Seems like there's also another fight happening somewhere, and I believe that is 3C and Team Unique. So I hope they have a plan around that. But as of now, EXE players are ready for that push, and Glixie is down. And of course, knowing the players from Team Execute, they will be going for that push. Amazing drop shot from Shakid. And I believe this is an actual comeback blade. They're trying to get a push happening. Does get the damage on Hulk, but are they ready to go in for that push? Hulk seems to be down. In terms of ammo, actually, he has just one gun, the double barrel, and he's trying to get the revive as the EXE team goes in for that push. And Mercenary Union have been wiped out very early in the game. But like I said, most of the teams, I don't think this is their best play. They're just warming up. They want to see these teams. This is how people play. I believe in a pressurized situation, this is how our team is going to play. So for MU, I think that is the first thing they have learned there. They really need to take their time here. They need to understand how the fight is going to be. But as of now, we can see the players really are confident. A team executes is down one player, that is Zaber, but that is not really going to stop them. They want to understand the game. They want to understand the opponent, because when it comes to the finale, that is where everything changes. So are we ready for that? But thanks to Three Crowns, they have a chance to practice before they can go ahead and do that. So I'm actually going to be waiting and seeing what the teams are going to be up to. You can tell us in the comment section as well. Are there teams that we should be looking at because you feel that they'll have a better plan, a better strategy? You can tell us in the comment section. But it is all invitational. I think it is just training. People are not really showing all their cards, but if they are, then some people will be on the hot seat when it comes to the grand finale. But as of now, two teams in lobby, Mercenary Union and Team Unique, down to just 14 teams. The game has just begun, okay? We have not even decided which team is, dominating the lobby. We have not yet done that, but you can see what is happening. Everyone is trying to be on the aggressive, but for teams like the Donkeys, they seem to be playing it safe. They are in Yesnaya Poliana. They do not want to be the ones that are taking on the early fight, but they will be forced to do that, seeing that there is also another team in Yesnaya Poliana. So probably they will be taking on a fight if they decide to do so. But then the teammates, that is Dybala and Leo, are taking on the rotations. Yesnaya, is it an easy place to defend? Not as much, but as soon as they master Yesnaya, then I think that is a very good place to hold if the zone decides to stay there for a while. But as of now, guys, the game is quite silent. People are not ready to take on the fight. Everyone is just scouting out the areas. They're thinking, are we going to be playing the aggressive game, or are we going to be a little bit slow with our basically strategy? Are we going to be taking that fight? Are we going to be holding or camping, depending on how you want to call it? But we'll be seeing if that's going to be the case. You have Angry X Smoke. They are in the building, and probably I'm not sure what Angry X Smoke is going to be up to. But then 629, I've seen how the team is really good with when it comes to teamwork. So I'll be seeing if they're going to be applying that for ZEUS, MORIS, the usual players that we have. Fabian, of course, we can see Faker. And we know how the team here works. We have seen them dominating in the group stages. So I hope you're going to be seeing more of that here. It might be invitational, but remember, the prize is there to be won. So I hope they're putting that in mind as well. As much as they want to play a little bit safe, they should focus on at least a chicken dinner, get their points up, and then maybe things might be a little bit different for them. But as you can see, a team like Team Execute, 4 eliminations to their name, getting to eliminate MU, losing one of their players. Not quite a good start for the elimination points, but in terms of numbers, they are already down one player, so that is not really a good look for that team. But of course, they will try and maneuver around that. We have XFORCE Reject, the team that surprised all of us with a point margin. But I mean, anything can change now. The teams went back, observed the games. They know a team like RJC, their goal is to get the eliminations, and maybe if they can't get that chicken dinner, then why not? So we'll be seeing if they'll be implementing the same strategy here. But as of now, RJC is not even aggressive anymore. We know them for their aggressiveness. We know them for going in for that push. But then this time round, RJC has taken it a little bit slow for one ban. We have the teammates, that is Goat. I don't know about Goat here. We saw that he's also a really good player. So I'll be waiting to see how they take on that fight. But as they do that, the zone is about to shift. I'm really interested to see about the rotations as well. Honestly, for these games, I will not even lie. I'm actually excited to see how the teams will handle these invitational matches. But when you look at the zone, it has decided to go towards Stalba again, with no team going to Stalba. Most of them around Yesnaya. School there has people. So So we'll be seeing what happens outside school. Sorry, but most of the teams, they are not even in the zone yet. But the rotation needs to happen. Teams like Three Crowns Esports, they are still surrounded there, but they should figure out what is our next strategy. Otherwise, they will start losing points as well in terms of numbers because of the zone, or finding people camping just by the edges of the zone. But for now, ZEUS, MORIS, they can hear a team passing by. We might just be seeing some action now, but they are not engaged in RJC. Have been spotted. Fabian trying to get the sprays there, trying to get something connecting. But of course, RJC, you get to disturb the bees, they will attack you. So let's see if RJC is in the mood to do that. Or maybe they're just going to be playing it safe. But for now, RJC taking their time, making their rotations. They do know what to take on that fight. But will that be working for long? At the end of the day, the zone will always shift. I think RJC is playing us, guys. I don't know about you, but RJC is testing us, because the same RJC we saw was really aggressive now is no longer doing that. They're taking their time, or maybe it's just the first game and things are a little bit different. So let's see what is going to be happening there. To be honest, maybe I'm speculating, but that is basically how the game works. But now for more esports, Kelvin, they're trying to hook up a nade. One band will be going in for that push. Kelvin is just for one man. His teammates are not even that close. So I hope he has a chance of getting that wipe. The teammates coming in for the push. Their DPS in his hand. Kelvin has to be really careful. The DPS have to work. Fast pace down. Might be looking for a second knock. But no, he does get that fast in. Waiting for them to push again. Kelvin, what is your strategy? What do you want to do now? The players are from one band. They want to put in the pressure, but now Demonic and his teammates are closing in. Vortex been spotted, trying to get the free fires in there. The nade is going to stop. Might just be a Kobe on him, and Vortex is down. I mean, people are third partying, and for more esports, it might just be a little bit tricky for them to survive. The donkeys just by the buildings, waiting for that chance. But of course, Hancho has seen that free elimination. He does take that chance and eliminate the player that is Vortex, taking him all the way back. Slowly, two players remaining now. Beautiful nade. Oh, one nade gets down. Two players there from one band, and now one man remains standing. Kelvin might just be the man of the match here tonight. He's dominating one band. One person remains standing, and that is GOAT. But is he the GOAT? The damage actually is in, and he does get that knock. Immediately taken back slowly. Players are coming for that push. GOAT need to get the strategy working, and just like that, Demonic finally with the comeback. Might be down some teammates, but one band is in lobby. Demonic dominated the group stages, but invitational games are just it. We can see Demonic still doing the same thing. Another nade getting cooked up. Might just be a Kobe on Hancho. They have to be really careful there. Hancho is down. Demonic, I mean, if you do not know about Demonic's strategies, you have not seen the group stages, you wouldn't understand when I say Demonic is actually capable of taking this fight by himself. But for how long will he be able to say, oh, not anymore, because now he has been eliminated and the donkeys are still standing. Three Crowns Esports take it on RRAGE Esports. Bala, they have been knocked and thirsted. I thought the games will be slower, I'm not even gonna lie, but it seems like that is not going to be the case, because the teams here are really ready to cook each other. I didn't imagine it was going to be this way, to be honest. I had a different notion of what the teams are going to be up to, but then Nexus again trying to go in for that push. The damage, oh, Nexus, that was not a good push there. You were literally on Pew's fire side. He could see you clearly, and of course he was able to get that spray working, getting some more damage in 3 crowns. This was Pew just one man standing, trying to eliminate 3 crowns esports as well. Demonic was almost doing it. Not even Demonic, sorry, but more esports players, they had a chance there, but Demonic wasn't able to finish it. But for Pew here, he might just be able to do it, but will he be able to sustain 3 crowns esports? But we'll be waiting to see if that's going to be the case. Now ZEUS, MORIS, Thaga trying to get the Kobe's working here, but they are not really connecting. His teammates are down. He's the only person standing. It seems like it is some type of trend. All of you down and one man remains. Might be your saving grace, or might be the reason you will not be winning. But then the nade there does connect. Thaga is getting spotted. The flank there, the rotation is the reason they are down. Oh my days. But like you can see, it is getting quite interesting. The teams now are losing battles one by one. Everyone is getting exposed. Everyone is really in the middle of fights. But question is, who is going to survive this? Who is going to be crowned the winner for the first game in today's games? But I'm really not sure if there's anything that is going to be a little bit different for us today, or we'll be seeing the usual teams dominating. But as of now, excuse me, the teams we saw winning before is not the same thing anymore. But honestly, I am surprised. I don't know what to say, but I am actually surprised there. And the PP, unfortunately, Three Crowns Esports immediately owner finishes him. He decided, let's repair a tire. You know, you were actually distracting me, and I had an agenda, and the agenda was to get my vehicle up and running to make it to the safe zone. Honestly, it is going to be a little bit different for all the teams. They're not sure what they're going to be planning to do. I am even surprised most of them have changed their strategy. It is just by the third phase of the zone. And we just have 10 teams still remaining. Third phase, 10 teams. That is going to be really interesting to see when the zone gets smaller. But then 12 esports are sporting the donkeys as they make their rotation. Saitama, of course, will be trying to get closer there. But what will be happening is that 12 esports, they have been exposed to the donkeys. But are the donkeys going in for that push? Leo passing by. He doesn't know that there's a player waiting because the other teammates changed their position. And now Leo trying to go in for that push. There is someone accompanied out. Leo does hear the steps and does get in the S12K. Oh, he's relaxing. He's just going in for that push. Oh, he's waiting by the wall. The nade will not be working this time because you have been heard. And he immediately changes his position. Now Leo trying to go in for that push. The teammates have finally closed in. Tony trying to hook up a nade. But is it going to be a Kobe on the 12 esports player? He's trying everything to survive. But he does get the knockdown. Tony might just be getting a second knock. And you have another player down. The donkeys are getting casualties every single angle. 12 esports is not letting the donkeys rest even for a second. They want to eliminate them, and if it means getting the perfect grenades, we'll be doing exactly that. Leo waiting by the stairs. This DS is actually aware. And we have one man. Okay, I couldn't even understand what was happening there because the commotion. But 12 esports, composure. I mean, composure is everything, guys. And that is what 12 esports showed us there. And now the game is getting a bit more intense. 9 teams remaining. And we do not know what to expect anymore. You guys can continue making your prediction in a comment section, telling us what team you think is going to be winning. But for today, that will not be the case. Everything is a little bit different. People are cooking and they are getting their meals ready. Everyone is not letting anyone predict their strategy. Everyone is just trying to get as much points as they can. Rescue Esports, Angry Xbox passing by where they are. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to surpass this with how the zone is about to close in. Rescue Esports should probably change their position there, but then unfortunately Emperor decides to expose their location. That is going to be a very, very costly thing to do, and our Emperor is down. That means that the players will be getting pushed here. 1000 Aura immediately sensing the danger. He does decide to change his position. Spiky just waiting there. He knows he's getting pushed here. Angry Smoke is aware. Sweetu trying to get the push happening. He's in the FTP. DPS in hand. Fast player down. Spiky will be able to clutch it, but unfortunately Spiky, you are surrounded, and his teammates did not make it here where he is. They all changed their position. 1000 Aura trying to get the cover from far, but that rotation was just not it. And Spiky, unfortunately, will be going in back to lobby. And now we are still with the 9 teams, but most of them Rescue Esports, 1 player remaining. 3 Crowns Esports, 1 player still standing. Angry X Smoke, they will be getting the revive. They will be back to the numbers. But as you can see, RJC is still surviving. We can see this final boss is also still around, and they have not really engaged. But then finally we have EXE player, that is Shakir, has gotten closer, has been spotted. The damage is there. But then ZEUS final boss, will they be taking on this fight, or they were just trying to scare the team and tell them, we know that you're coming and we are here, so maybe making it to the zone might not be as easy as you think. But then EXE Blade, he is going to be waiting to see what he will be doing. His team here is already down 1 player, that is Zaber, but a 3-man army is never that bad as long as you guys have good coordination and you understand each other's gameplay. Then maybe you will be able to survive as a team. But as you can see now, 9 teams are still standing. 4th phase of the zone, we might be shifting to the 5th phase soon enough. And the question is, which team will be getting that winner chicken dinner? This is where all the invested eyes are. Everyone is trying to see who will be dominating in the invitational games by 3 crowns esports. But as of now, Neon Rising, that guy is down. I don't know where the teammates are, but they need to get closer. And finally, we have Wizard. He is getting close, might just be able to get the revive, but the players from RJC right above them, if they are aware that they have the revive happening there, then maybe RJC baby will be able to get some damage, but we do not know if that's going to be happening for certain with the zone closing in. Oh, most teams are not in the zone anymore. And the only team that is actually in the zone is Neon Rising. If the tables cannot turn, well, this time round, it's actually looking quite intense. And we can see the teams there. Angry Export been spotted. Oh, not even Angry Export. It is RC Aura has been spotted by Angry X Smoke, and that would be it for Rescue Esports. 8 teams remaining. Now, who will be able to dominate and secure the zone without being moved from their location? Reject X trying to go in for that push. Neon Rising player Beekeeper spotted him. Okay, Neon Rising is still a full team. They are getting exposed. You can see Reverb getting some damage, but for RJC, they are playing it really, really safe right now. The players from RJC are not taking any chances. No one is engaging. They're just third party the fight here, and it is actually working for them. That guy is still down. Beekeeper feeling the pressure. Everyone is trying to get the elimination, but will they be able to take him out without being spotted by RJC? The zone is also going to be shifting, and everyone will be exposed. Lucifer, they have been spotted. You can see what's happening, right? RJC is basically watching every single. What is that grenade paradox? And now he goes in for that push. I don't know if that's going to be working out, but the damage, oh, he's throwing money everywhere. And the player is down, baby, getting that fast knock. And now Anos will be trying to get the push happening again. And Nate is getting cooked up. He needs a Nate to connect. Otherwise, the players from Reject X will be going in back to lobby. Angry Xbox switch to third part in the fight as well. One man remains standing, and that is Anos. I don't know about Anos, but now everyone is basically watching him. Everyone wants that one elimination because it changes everything in the leaderboard. And as they continue with the game, Anos will be the only player standing. Switch is not giving up at all, and it's gonna be GG's for our guy there from basically Reject X. They had no chance of surviving, and so did Neon Rising. We now have 6 teams remaining. Angry X, 12 Esports, EXE, RJC, and 3 Crowns Esports. ZEUS final boss been eliminated. Swashi trying to cook up a nade. There's gonna be a Kobe on Angry, on the plus of Angry, and the nade doesn't really get any damage or even a knock there. And immediately they will be trying to make it to the zone. They have exposed their location, and you can see the space there. The bag is ruined. Swashi is in the middle of the hit, and he's getting damage. And just like that, Angry, you are a bit distracted, and they are getting spotted from every single angle. EXE Blade is down. Oh no. No one is surviving this from any point, and that's it for EXE. Swashi and Blade been taken down, and just like that, teammates with it have been eliminated. Reject Force is still surviving. The slow gameplay is working out for them, but then for how long? Because now 12 Esports made the same strategy, and now they have the upper hand. They have gotten the knocks on RJC. They are trying to go in for that push, but will they be able to take that wipe there? Rex has been spotted. He needs to go in for that push. DBS in hand does get the damage, and he is down. Unfortunately for Rex there, you cannot outsmart the person that is right ahead of you, above you. He can see your forehead, but 12 Esports player that is Jess will be going in for that push as well. It is smiling everywhere. The damage is just showing some smiles, but it seems like Reverb with the FPP might just be eliminating 12 Esports. Oh, amazing play there from Reverb, trying to go in for that push, but unfortunately for Reverb, that FPP was not working out, and Reject Force have been eliminated. 2 teams remaining. 12 Esports. I don't know about you, but these are invitational games. But guys, it is actually quite interesting what is happening. People are not being let down at all. Some teams are playing all their cards, but some are not really there to lose. Some are here to win. So let's see what is going to be happening. 12 Esports there. They are the only team. Actually, it's a perfect match here because it's a 2v2. 12 Esports, 2 players remaining, and Angry X Makazel has only 2 players remaining. So let's see what their strategy is going to be. How are they going to be handling this fight? But for 12 Esports, it's going to be a little bit interesting what is going to be transpiring. Are they going to be taking on Angry, or because Angry has the zone, then maybe things will be a little bit better for them. But let's see how this is going to be happening. Excuse me, smokes every single angle. So let's see if they're going to be able to smoke the whole place now and make it its own. Saitama using the smoke as his cover. Of course, there are some gaps there and he might be spotted. Aspect, they're holding a very nice angle. I mean, he is on the right side, meaning he can see Saitama as he tries to go towards the side. 6 to 9 as well. They can spot him, and I believe that was the chance. They waited for one small mistake, and 12 esports, of course, they will not be able to survive this. And we have the first game of the day. Winner chicken dinner for the Angry X-Work. I mean, guys, exactly how we did not predict. No one knew which team was going to be giving us a chicken dinner. But then the Angry X Smoke, they came in and they got their chicken dinner. Amazing play here. I mean, I did not expect you, Angry. Honestly, I'm surprised. So if that's the strategy they had, and if it's going to be working out for them like this, then maybe even for the finals we might be surprised with how they take on their fights. But as of now, GG's to you. That was an amazing play coming from the player that is Angry X Smoke. They were a little bit pressured initially, where we had the teams that were really well, not even the teams, RJC was giving them a lot of pressure. RGC was watching the fight from afar, and of course, when they saw that they were a little bit distracted, and they tried to get some damage there, but they did not let that take them down. And just like that, we had the team that is basically Angry X Smoke getting their chicken dinner, well deserved, well thought out. Winner chicken dinner. So amazing play there. Looking at the winner chicken dinner team stats, we have switched. They're getting 3 eliminations, a damage of 231. Milk getting 4 eliminations, a damage of 619. We have Angry 629 3 eliminations, a damage of 504, and then Angry Aspect getting 4 eliminations and a damage of 580. I mean, for Angry, you can see how they were a little bit aggressive there. That is a lot of eliminations for one team. They basically got 14 eliminations from the first game, and it was just starting. I mean, that's really interesting. But then good stuff there. Looking at the match summary, 59 eliminations in total, 56 knockouts, total healings over 5,379, 6 grenade eliminations, I believe we saw that, and 1 vehicle elimination. I haven't seen that much of a vehicle play today. Most people have just used it for their rotations, and that's it. People have not really said, okay, let's be a little bit goofy and get some eliminations or knocks with that. But it was a really good game. Looking at the head-to-head here for Angry and the 12 Esports, the damage on Angry's side is quite high because of the eliminations. At 14, they have a damage of 1,917. Then we have 12 Esports with the 8 eliminations and a damage of 1,230. Their total points are quite split, a margin of 10, because Angry X Smoke got their chicken dinner, getting 24 points in total, with 12 Esports getting 14 points in total. I mean, that was a very interesting game to see. Even though 12 Esports, they were quite disadvantaged there with the zone. Angry X Smoke, they had secured the zone, so that did give them that upper hand they needed to get that chicken dinner. So well played for Angry X Smoke, getting their 24 points from just the first game. That was really impressive. 8 knocks on their side, 7 for 12 Esports. Well played. I mean, that was a very interesting game. And the MVP, we have Reject Monarch getting 4 eliminations, a dealing a damage of 667, 1 assist, survival time of 20 minutes, 4 knocks, and a healing of 249. Well played there, Reject X player. That is Monarch. Even though your team was not able to get that chicken dinner, he still got a title for his team, and that is the man of the match, and that is the MVP, Reject Monarch. Well played there, Monarch. Well deserved a title. I mean, we did see Reject X really putting up a fight. Even though they didn't get their chicken dinner, they really did put a lot of pressure to the teams. They really did get to make it really hard for people to win. But as you can see here, the top players, Monarch still in first place. Second, we have Angry Mark. 4 eliminations at damage of 619. Third, we have Angry Aspect with 4 eliminations, a damage of 563. Reverb, they're at fourth with three eliminations and a damage of 642. And then for fifth place, we have 12 esports player, that is ZEUS, with three eliminations and a damage of 553. That is well played. Amazing, amazing game here coming from all the players. Getting the top player title is a well-deserved title for the teams. And then for the overall ranking for this match, we have the first team as Angry getting the 24 points in total. Second place, 12 with just 14. 3 crowns and not that far with the XFORCE Rejects getting 11 points each. Team Executors 5th place with 10 points. Reject X 6th place with 6 points. More Esports 4. Rage Esports tied with the Donkeys at 3 points each. This FINALBOSS 2. Neon Rising, MU, and One Band getting 1 point each from that game. Rescue Esports, Team Unique, and ZEUS MORIS. Unfortunately, from this game, they have not been able to secure even a single point yet. But it was just the first game, so they can relax before we go into the second game, where maybe the tables might be turning. So let's see how the teams will be performing. Game 1 was in Erangel, so let's see game 2, what people will be doing and what we'll be expecting from them. To be honest, again, we cannot predict at all. We cannot predict who is going to be winning, because all the teams are going to be very, very different. Okay, well, I believe that is it for game 1. It was quite interesting for the Angries. That was really, really good, well played, but we cannot really say they are the ones yet. We're waiting to see what they're going to be planning for the next game, and all the teams as well. But for now, of course, we'll be taking a very short break, and then we'll be right back for the second game of the night.
Down to Kobe. Beautiful from Central now.
The idea, he knows exactly where how.
All right, we are back and we have just finished. That was game one. And you saw how the teams are. Well, I can say it's some type of behavior, but you know what? It is quite okay. I think people are just trying to warm up. They haven't really played in the same lobby before. Some of them have met each other, but this is the first time they're actually playing together in one lobby. And game one was just a testament of how we cannot really predict what will be happening. We don't even know which team is going to be dominating in the next game. So let's see. Let's wait and see what is going to be happening, what is going to be changing, which teams are going to be dominating. I mean, Angry, they took their time, but RJC took their time as well. But you know, it did change at the end of the game. People were everywhere, and maybe playing on that heat was a little bit, new. And of course, like I said, it is the first time they are playing in the same lobby together. But as of now, we can see what is going to be happening in the second game. That is Sanhok. We want to see which teams are basically going to be surprising us and what their plan is in these games. Who are they planning to dominate, or rather, who is planning to give us a chicken dinner that we did not even expect in the first place? But as of now, we want to see what will be happening, what will be changing, which teams, or rather, which individuals will be surprising us, because we had the MVP coming from another team. Believe that is Monarch from Rejects, and it was not even from the team that won, and that is Angry X Smoke. So let's see what will be happening. Really, I believe all the teams have just something to say, something to show us. But as of now, Ruins is quite crowded. We might just be seeing an early fight. As of now, teams, of course, will be engaged to this early fight without even wanting it, because Ruins is almost the best place for most people to land in Sanok. They usually expect to land with them, but not always that the case, because most people tend to land with them. But as of now, we'll be seeing if that push will be happening or not. Everyone is on the winning or the losing side, depending on how they take on the fight. So let's see what will be changing or what will be transpiring. As of now, the pressure is finally there. Teams have basically scattered throughout the zone here. We haven't really known where the safe zone is going to be, rather, so they need to really observe and take their time. But as of now, Neon Rising, they are down 2 players, and our Beekeeper and his teammates, that is going to be, well, very unfortunate that they have already lost 2 of their players. The game just began, and it's only that guy and the Beekeeper remaining. They will be going for that push DBS in hand. I mean, if you know how to use a gun, you can be quite lethal, and the first player is done. He'll be kind of going for that push pew pew, trying to get the P-fires, but then Beekeeper has to be really careful. Same type of weapon, just the question is who is better than the other when it comes to using the DBS. They want to go in for that push again, but that was a mistake for the Neon Rising team. They went basically in the crossfire for Slazy. He was just doing some pre-fire, some cover fire for his mock teammate, but as he was doing that, they also tried going for that push, and just like that, Neon Rising have been eliminated too early in the game. But as the game continues now, most teams will be taking on early fights as you go into Paradise Resort. It seems like they have another fight that might just be happening a little bit too early. We have one band here, and Rescue Esports, the same place as them. So let's see what we are going to be expecting here. Unique player Madman is down, 3 of them still standing. And we want to see what Kaish and his teammate Frags will be up to now that their teammate is knocked. ZEUS final boss right in front of them. They want to get the revive and still get the push happening, so that task is not completed. But as they do that, Master Union is also creeping in the same place. This will just be a danger zone for ZEUS final boss, because they will be in the middle of some action. But for now, we have Team Unique. They want to cook up some nades here, but will that nade connect ZEUS? You need to get that nade working, otherwise you will be wasting that grenade for now. But for the players there from ZEUS final boss, they want to get their rotations happening. But will it be worth it? Will they give a chance for Team Unique to get their teammate up and get their numbers back up? And as you can see, they have actually done that. So Unique we'll have the numbers playing in their favor. Three Crowns Esports are taking on a fight on their side. ZEUS Morris player Fabian does the sport Quilla, and he's down the player that is next is again trying to get revive here. But for ZEUS Morris, you need to get the push up lane, because if 3C gets the numbers back up, the fight is even again, and everyone will have to be basically putting the best foot forward. This is Sanhok. This is where all the action happens. And if you're not ready, you might just be on the losing side and going back to lobby a little bit too early in this game. Team Unique trying to get the pre-fairs around. But for this final boss, they are not taking this fight at all. Nothing is changing yet, and they do not know how to go about it. The players are from Team Unique are still surviving here. They're not moving from this compound. They want to hold it for quite some time, but they need to figure out their next steps. Are we pushing this or are we not? Because we cannot stay here for too long. Anyone can join us, and that might be a little bit heavy for us. But then Kash finally closing in for his team. He does get spotted by Kairos. Might just be a good plus here for this final boss. They know where the last player is. Let's see if that's going to be working out. But then now Reject X there trying to go in for that push. 12 Esports does get that knock there, but we can still see Rashgard right behind his knock teammate. Unfortunately for him, their teammate will be going back to him, but then Rex, a nade is coming to you. Might just be a Kobe, but then the players, they are getting Kobe. It will be taken back slowly. Rashgard with the second knock at the DBS, and 12 Esports at this time round, they will not be dominating like they did in the first game. Remember, some teams, this is just their map. I remember someone saying Neon Rising, that for Neon Rising, Sanhok is their map. But for today, this might just be a little bit different for them. But as you can see now, Reject X there, we have 3 Crowns Esports closing them on them as well. Rashko trying to get the boost up here, but for 3C, they might just be joining this fight. We want to see what will be happening, but then Owen actually spots him, and Rashko will be going back to lobby, joining his fellow teammates back to lobby. And now 14 teams remaining. Honestly, I don't know about you, but the invitational matches are going a little bit too fast. The teams are taking on the fights too early, so I'm not really sure about the games here. But the nade there will just be the downfall there for ZEUS. Doesn't really connect, but the teammate from ZEUS is quite low. The damage is there. Finally gets to heal up. That's going for that push, an amazing DBS knock, and of course he will be taking him back to lobby immediately. The teammates coming in for that push as well. ZEUS is aware that's that pepper spray happening. The players are actually quite friendly. Unique is every single angle, but then ZEUS with the faster knock there, and his teammate is down as well. And now you can see how Pyro is waiting for him there with the shotgun. But just like that, Team Unique, I mean, what is this shotgun gameplay, guys? How are people this good with the shotguns? It's really nice, by the way. It's just that I'm surprised because I'm not, but this is actually really good. But for ZEUS, a final boss here, ZEUS final boss, they have been eliminated. They have not been eliminated, sorry. They could have been eliminated if Team Unique players had the best strategy there. They had one player right at the back where one of the players from final boss was, but he was not able to initiate the fast knock, the entry knock, but it was not there. So just like that, for Unique, they have just lost that game. And for ZEUS final boss, they will be surviving again to ensure that maybe they can get their own chicken dinner. But as of now, ZEUS Morris, they have the donkeys right next to them. Might be taking on a fight here, but will it be worth it? I think people should remember there's a cash prize to be won, guys. People are playing, but there's money on the line. Yes, you can see you're trying to practice your training for the grand finale, but there is some money on the line. So are you even working towards that? Because you need it, and so do we. But okay, we don't get a portion of that, but whoever wins does get something from that money. But as of now, the zone is quite actually shifting. It is closing in. That's going towards the southern side of Sanhok, and we'll wait and see how the teams take on that fight. Will they be engaging or not? Do they want to be the ones taking this early fight? But then for Rescue Esports, it's going to be GG's and Paradise Resort. But as that fight ends, we have RJC taking on the players from one band. Reverb snaking his way in, trying to be a little bit sneaky here, but the nade has to be cooked to perfection. Otherwise, he will be losing some points to the one band team. Reverb does stop cooking up the nade, but Shiva, okay, so Reject is actually trying to play quite safe, maybe just scouting out the area. He does spot the players, doesn't really engage. He doesn't want to show his location, but as soon as he gets that opportunity, maybe one band will be down. Look at Kuza. Why are they not engaging? Oh, he does engage finally. Actually, not. Immediately he does engage. We have the player that is Meosis does get to engage, and of course, his teammate will be getting that task confirmed easy for RJC. And now three players remain standing. RJC, now I understand why they did not want to engage at first. They wanted to play it a bit safe, but it did not work out. They have already lost one of their teammates, and now we have Reverb. They're trying to get the flank happening. One band player does get some damage from Reverb, but Goat is still around. One band player is quite low in terms of HP. They need to start moving. The utilities cannot last that long. If they stay in the blue zone, they might just be given, well, PUBG Mobile some free eliminations, but they really need to focus on making it to the zone. RJC waiting for one band, but for one band, they have been able to get that revive, giving them at least an upper hand in terms of numbers when it comes to this fight. RJC player baby waiting for another loophole, but I believe they missed it, man. They had a chance, man. They had every single chance of engaging. I'm not even going to lie. For RJC, they could have gotten that knock. If they wanted, they would have easily caused a lot of commotion on one band side, but they decided not to do that. So I guess that is where they got to basically expose themselves and lose one of their teammates. But let's see if something will be happening along the way. If anything, I don't know, if anything changes here, RJC might just be on the losing side, seeing that one band is really gatekeeping. Baby there, the good grenade doesn't really connect, but honestly, it's not looking good for RJC. Players from one band, they need to make their way to the zone. They're really putting the pressure. I think this is what people say when they're saying that they're gatekeeping and they're camping and holding. They don't want us to make it to the zone. That is exactly what one band is doing to RJC. And if it does work out, then RJC will just lose this fight to the players from one band. But we'll wait and see if that's going to be the case. The zone is about to shift. We're going into the third phase. We will be seeing some action. So let's see what will be happening. What will the players from RJC do now? Because the zone is all you can do. But as they figure that out, the zone has finally shifted. We're going towards Camp Charlie, Painan, the heat of Painan. I really need to see that. But for now, 12 Esports, they have the donkeys right next to them. I don't know about the donkeys taking on fights, but if they are planning to do so, they should probably do that before any other team closes, because Painan as well has another team. But our Tony, 12 esports players are cooking up some nades. Will the nades be connecting though? Tony is basically in the receiving end here, but look at Dybala, perfect cover for his teammates, but they have to be careful of the back as well. Someone could be basically lurking behind and they're not aware of that, but the nades, they're getting some damage on DK. Dybala trying to balance things everywhere. He's trying to look every single angle in front of him, trying to cover his teammates. Behind him, he has to be on alert. No one should get him down. But for the donkeys, that this is going to be a hectic fight for them. DK Leo trying to cook up some nades, trying to look for the Kobe's, but the nades are not connecting. 3 Crowns Esports still holding Painan. I believe that is a place they are familiar with as well. So maybe they will be staying there for quite some time. But we'll be seeing if that's going to be the case. Saitama waiting patiently. They do not want to go in for that push though. Why? But as of now, we have a lot of things that are about to change here. Either the DKs will be taking on that push, but then Saitama is down, and that Saitama is able to take a knock. Sorry, and now DK going in for that push. Saitama will be looking for another knock here. Does get the player down as well. The teammates from 12 Esports are working in perfect synergy here. They're getting knocks every single angle. And DK, when they had the numbers, they could have taken down the players from 12 Esports, but then now DK down 2 players. Dybala and Hancho being the only people standing. I think now DK is basically on the losing end, and they should figure out the next steps, seeing that they have lost their fights there. But as of now, Hancho trying to still scout out the place. 12 Esports player Saitama, they're well played. An amazing cover from his teammate as well. Des was there to give him the cover he needed when people were going in for that push. Honestly, big up to you, 12 Esports. Well played, well played. Just to ask the viewers there, do you think the teams are playing to their best? I feel like people are just, chest in the water, if I push, what will happen? If I camp, what will happen? They don't want to do let me go ahead and push and you know, get my eliminations counting and then camp and then wait later. That I'm not seeing that. Everyone is just, let's go. Whatever works. If it doesn't, we'll not do that in the finals. You get me? Like they're testing everything. And oh, it's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Just make sure you're not placing all your cards on the table. That is advice from Mitch. Please do not place all your cards on the table. Simple advice. But as you can look at the zone, it does leave Pina, and it's going to be an open. Oh, it's basically, I don't know if you can call it a dead zone because it doesn't have anything. Nothing. No compound. Oh, that's going to be really hard to survive, but we'll be seeing what will be happening because around Query there they can use the last, I believe that is the only compound that people can hold on to before the zone decides to shift. But then you have a team like One Band losing teams to the zone. Quite unfortunate, but they need to start moving as early as now, otherwise they will be on the losing end of their teammates. So far so good. EXE still taking on the ZEUS final boss. But are they going to be surviving that? Honestly, it's quite interesting to see what is happening. Most of the teams are not sure what to do, man. Guys, we have been played. But let's see what's going to be happening there. Shaki, the E's trying to get close of that push. They have to be careful, though. RJC on their right. Everyone is trying to make it to the safe zone. Just question is who will be making it without any casualties along the way. But RJC, they are basically in front of EXE. They might be spotted and we might be seeing some action, but RJC can hear the fight happening between EXE and the players from More Esports. That has exposed their location, and now RJC will be on the nades flying from every single angle. Swashi getting damaged, and More Esports now just one knock is what they need to go in for that push. But will they be doing that? But if they do that, then something will be changing for 12 Esports. They, unfortunately, they have been taken out by the 3 Crowns Esports, who decided to move from Pi 9. Muscle Union closing as well. Rage Esports joining the party. Oh, teams are getting dropped one by one. Now Bala, he will be making his rotations. Does get spotted by Merrick. The damage is there. More Esports as well. Trying to get EXE. Shakid with the damage and nade. And Aatrox is low. The player is finally down. Demonic getting surrounded by Shakid here. Might just be exposed. And Shakid will be able to get that knock with the DBS. But for now, he's not even confident. The push there. And Shakid is down. But then amazing cover fire from Blade. And Shakid might just be living to continue with the fight. The game is still fresh. We have not even gotten to the peak of the fights as of now, but with the zone closing, DKs are the only team that are in the safest place as of now in terms of the safe zone. But let's see what will be changing. Rage Esports, the 3 Crowns Esports, right in front of them. You have their Roshini trying to get the revive, but he has to be careful. There is a team, and that is ZEUS right behind them. And Nate getting cooked up. 3 Crowns Esports is exposed. Is the Nate gonna be a Kobe? Those lazy. The Nate is cooked to perfection, and Nexus again is down. Same to Owner. Another Nate is getting cooked up here. 3 Crowns Esports is receiving every single spray, and they are really not sure how to go about it anymore. Merrick being the last person standing. This is going to be really good. Will Merrick be able to take out the teams, make it to the zone, and still find his way to the chicken dinner? That will be close to impossible, seeing that Rage Esports is really close. They have also players from ZEUS really close, and Merrick getting the damage. Honestly, Merrick, they are getting yourself to the safe zone will be quite a hard thing to do. And as you can see, Rage Esports player trying to get the rotation, trying to get closer to him, and he does get spotted as well. Every single team right now is really trying to survive. Look at Merrick. The damage on Merrick is quite high. Nah, what is happening here? Merrick is getting pushed and angry. What's spotting him from afar? It does get the last player. That is Merrick from 3 Crowns Esports, JGC 3C, and now we just the 4 teams remaining. In actually not 4 or 5 remaining. We want to see what they're going to be up to. Oh, 6. There's a team here. EXE. Oh, EXE is still around. They have not been eliminated. Quite interesting there. I don't know about EXE, but let's see what they're going to be doing. ZEUS is also spotting them. We can see the fire towards EXE. But will they be able to take on EXE? We have seen how many fights they have taken so far. Zaber spotting Logic trying to get to see if he can get some sprays. Oh, the damage on Zaber, perfection is what has happened there. The spray from Logic was just too good, and one of the players is down. Another nade getting put up. Zaber might just get knocked there, but the nade doesn't really connect. Thugger needs to get some cover on his teammate, otherwise it is going to be GG's for him. Shakid there will be making his way to the zone as well. He does spot Fabian, and he's down for his spot as well. Oh, money in the air again, and ZEUS there is able to confirm that elimination, taking it from RJC. But for Fabian, he will not be seeing the ground anymore because this money is everywhere, guys. The RJC player, baby, free money. Oh, it's Shiva as well, the whole team. Oh, that's quite good. So as you can see there, ZEUS MORIS is really receiving sprays from every single place there as they were trying to make it to the zone. And unfortunately, along that way that they had to lose a couple of teammates, and one of them is still down. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get that revive, but his HP there is quite wanting. RJC spotting angry. Fast knock is in. Someone said RJC is just better. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Aspect being able to spot that is baby trying to get something happening here, but he is not able to get even any damage on him. But a nade does fly in on baby, does get the damage. Oh, one more grenade, and Aspect will be taking baby back to lobby. Another nade is in there. Might just be a Kobe on baby. The damage is quite good, and Aspect is not stopping there. He will be cooking up another nade. This one might just be the one. And baby, oh, he does get the time to heal up. I mean, baby is lucky. This is pure luck, guys. No way baby is surviving all those grenades. I don't know what, but he is just surviving. The nades are not working on him, and for now the DKs is basically invisible. That's really interesting. But for now we have just two teams remaining. That is the Donkeys and RJC, who have been able to take on Angry. And now Dybala will be trying to make it to the zone. He's quite exposed. Amazing reflex. Oh, what? No way. Donkey player was, that is interesting. Amazing play there from RJC. Winner Chicken Dina to their name. I mean, well played there from baby and his teammates Shiva. The really well thought out gameplay, and finally they have been able to get their winner Chicken Adina. Yeah, that was really good. Honestly, I enjoyed Sanok. I love it when there's strategy, guys. The person who said RJC in the comment section, I hope you're happy about that, because RJC, they did actually do that. They did dominate, and now they have been able to get what is easily called the winner Chicken Dina. Well played, well thought out. They were patient. They waited for the teams to get closer to them. They were throwing money at everyone. No one wanted to catch the money. So just like that, the money basically went back to RJC. So winner Chicken Dina. Look at the winner Chicken Dina team stats. We have Reverb there getting 0 eliminations and a damage of 163. I believe it did not survive that long. Baby, 5 eliminations, a damage of 703. Shiva, 4 eliminations, a damage of 684. And then you have Kuza, 0 eliminations and a damage of 48. Basically, they did not have the numbers when the game was coming to an end, but they somehow survived all the way to getting themselves a Chicken Dina. I love what happened there. It's amazing strategy coming from them. But as of now, we have eliminations for this game at 56. 57 knockouts, total healings of 6,911. A lot of fights happen here. 6 grenade eliminations, 20 assists, and 0 vehicle eliminations. Amazing play there, honestly, from all the teams. That is a well-deserved strategy. Most of them have really put their best foot forward, and as you can see, for RGC, it has finally paid off. They have played a little bit different from how they played initially, and that was in the game in Erangel, and that is why I believe everyone misjudged what their strategy was going to be. Looking at the head-to-head, RJC and RRAGE Esports, 19 points in total for RJC and 13 points for RRAGE. That Chicken Dina is what gave RJC the upper hand, seeing that RRAGE Esports got 10 eliminations. If they had a Chicken Dina, they would have had 20 points in total, but RJC got the Chicken Dina, and just like that, with the 9 eliminations, they have a total point of 19, a damage of 1,599 for the 9 eliminations, and a damage of 1,346 for the 10 elimination. MVP of the match, that is a Rage Esports player Lazy, getting himself 7 eliminations, a damage of 796, 0 assists, survival 19 minutes, 6 knocks, and a healing of 213. Amazing player there coming from Rage Esports player Lazy. Well deserved, well played game, and getting the MVP title for him in the second game. I mean, it's just a second game, and we are still surprised that this is how the teams have decided to take on their fights. They are not taking any L's. They just want to be the ones leading. Looking at the top players here today, we have in second place, that is Baby, getting 5 eliminations, a damage of 703. Shiva, third place, getting 4 eliminations, a damage of 684. Third, we have Des, 3 eliminations, and a damage of 805. And we have Logic, 3 eliminations and a damage of 478. Amazing play coming from all teams. I believe we can see one team getting 2 players there. Good stuff to RJC. But the overall ranking for that game, we have 19 points in total. Second, we have Rage Esports 13. Third, Donkeys with 9. Angry X Smoke, unfortunately, this time around, they do not have a chicken dinner, but they have 8 points in total for them. Execute 5th with 7. ZEUS MORIS 10, as well as Execute 7. One Band 12 Esports 6 total points each. 3 Crowns Esports 5. This final was for Reject X 2, MU 1, Team Unique 1. And for More Esports, Neon Rising, and Rescue Esports, they got no points from that game. Quite unfortunate, but again, like I said, the tables do turn. Things do happen unexpectedly, so we'll be seeing same way RGC did not get a chicken dinner in the first game, got it in the second game, and Ugly X Smoke got first game, but in the second game it was different. That is exactly what will be happening. But for now, we have the overall top player from the 2 games. We have Des from 12 Esports with 6 eliminations, a damage of 1,358. Rage with 8 eliminations and a damage of 851, second place. Third, we have Shiva, 6 eliminations, a damage of 1,188. Angry Aspect, 4th with 6 eliminations, a damage of 970. And then 5th place, Baby, 5 eliminations and a damage of 1,013. I believe we have seen all these players in the top list before for game 1 and game 2, and when the overall ranking has been put, now we can see how they have actually performed. And looking at the overall ranking here, we have a very interesting turnout. Angry did not win game 2, but they have 32 points in total, and they are the ones leading so far. RJC second with 30, 12 Esports third with 20. The margin just got bigger there, 10 points, with the EXE at 4th with 17. 3 Crowns at time with RRG, 16 points. We have DK 7th place with 12. Rejects with 8 points at 8th place. 9th and 10th place, you have ZEUS and One Band, each getting 7 points in total. This final boss with 6. More Esports 4, MU2, Neon Rising and Unique 1 point each. And for RC, they have 0 points as of now. But like we said, it is just the beginning. Of course, the table will keep turning. We have only watched 2 matches so far. That was Rangel, Sunhawk, and of course we'll be going again to the 3rd game, which might just be Rangel, and we'll be seeing how the teams will be performing. Honestly, I'm going to be looking to see what will be changing, or rather which teams are going to be dominating. But as of now, that was game 2. The action is good. Game 1 was better, but game 2 was the best. So let's see what will be happening for game 3 after this very short break.
Like, yeah, he knows exactly where to put us out. May as well just get this
Down to Kobe. Beautiful now.
right, welcome back, my good people. We are going into the third game. Like I told you guys, I can't even predict, but for RJC, those people who made their comments there, you feel proud about that. They did a really good job there in the last game. They had very well thought out plans, and it did finally give them a chicken dinner. For Angry Exmo game one, that was their game. But let's see how it's going to be happening. I mean, it was a wrangle. They got their chicken dinner. So maybe since you're going back to a wrangle, then maybe things might just be a little bit different for the teams. So let's see what they're planning to do in this third game. Which teams are we expecting to dominate, and why do we think are they going to be dominating? Because if you've been honest, I know some of them are just joking with us. I know some are not showing us how good they can be. They are playing with our emotions, but you know what? It's fine. So for now, let's get into the game. We are in the game three of the day, and we want to see what is going to be cooked, which team is going to be dominated, which team is going to be getting a chicken dinner, and who will be the MVP, because even for that title, it is changing quite a lot for it as well. So we'll wait and see if that's going to be the case as well here. By looking at the flight path, it is coming from the northern eastern side of Erangel all the way to Primorsk, and probably we'll be seeing some teams landing towards well, the end of the flight part. That let's see what the plan is, if they want to follow the plane till the end, or they want to take on the early fights. But from game one, we have noticed that most teams are not comfortable with the early fights. So let's see what will be transpiring. Some of them are going towards prison. We'll be seeing if that will be a place that you want to be in. We have others going to Yasnaya, Poliana, Rozok also might just be a little bit crowded. Pochinki as usual. And we might be seeing others going far away to Judge Bowl or military base. Will be well, we will have to a kind of 50-50 guessing type of play today. We don't know what these teams are planning. I am just feel like they're playing with their emotions, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The safe zone looking quite fair. The teams will be able to survive here for quite some time before the zone decides to shift. But as of now, most of them are already in the safe zone, and since others have not landed, they can see that maybe they're going a little bit too far and come back to the safe zone just to be on the safe side of the game. 3 Crowns Esports already taken on an early fight, being able to get at least one elimination early, and for them, this might be a good thing. Being able to survive this match is actually a good thing for the team. You're able to get points in the early fight and then now wait out till the end. But as you can see, Team Unique there, Zista will be going in for that push the teammates for against the 3 Crowns Esports. Merrick waiting by the roof. We want to see what the plan is on Merrick's side. Maybe wait on someone to make a mistake from Team Unique, and then maybe then he will choose to engage. But as of now, he's playing it a little bit safe, with Nexus again getting closer to him as well, just to ensure he can give his teammate a little bit more cover. But as of now, we are yet to know what is going to be changing. 3 Crowns Esports in Pochinki is really interesting, seeing that already one elimination to their name is a good start. But will it be long lasting? 12 Esports taking on an early fight as well. Rex already has been eliminated. We have seen 12 Esports dominating for quite some time, so maybe they will be keeping up the same tempo. And Quilla here trying to get closer to the players. So let's see if that fight will be happening or not. But then Team Unique there, Kaish, Zist, Frags are really close to him. Quilla doesn't want to expose his location, but as long as he decides to move, then maybe they can spot him. But then Zist here will be waiting a bit patient in the very small room at the corner for someone from 3 Crowns Esports to come in with that push, make a mistake, and then the fight will continue. But as of now, they are all playing it very much safe. Oh, the fast talk is in their owner getting frags, and that is what they needed to get the move for their team. But then Kash is able to know that where owner is. He might be able to get the element of surprise working on his end here. But let's see if that's going to be the case. Nexus again, they're moving around. Merrick and Quilla getting closer to his teammate as well. Nexus again being aware of his position. You can see how he's trying to wait for him to make a mistake, and Merrick is just waiting for him to move. Oh, that window is the reason why he wasn't able to get the spray there. But then Kash will be trying to get closer. Three Crowns Esports is putting the pressure. Kash here is trying to retreat as well, because honestly, I will not be taking that fight by myself. And now Three Crowns Esports trying to get closer to Kash. His teammate this day has been pushed and he's down next is again with the fast mark. Two players are down. Kash trying to get the P-fires. Quilla trying to get closer to Drake as well. The P-fires are in. Amazing sprays. Two players down from Kash's spray. One man might just be able to take on Three Crowns Esports, trying to get more P-fires. Next is again reported. The DPS might be the reason he wins this if he had one, but he is still using the ARs to get something happening. Oh, no, he's down. Oh, Kaish might just be able to get. You can see what the team there from Three Crowns is doing. Honestly, yeah, that was a good laugh, because why was he just waiting there, making it hard for Kaish to go? Oh, unfortunately, Kaish had not reloaded, and just like that, Nexus again does the take on the last player from Unique, taking him back to lobby. I'm really sorry about that, Kaish, but the player from Three Crowns Esports was really doing it. But now 12 Esports going in for that push, and another team there has been eliminated, and that is one band Esports. But Three Crowns, you have to tell your team thank you. He made it so hard for Kaish to enter the building, and that is the reason I believe Kaish there was a little bit confused. I was trying to kick him off the door, but he was not moving a muscle. He was not. That was well thought out. I loved seeing that. I hope they do that in the finals. Don't do that in the finals, please. You'll make people cry, eh? Don't do that, okay? But as of now, Neon Rising in school, they are waiting because no one is with them for now. Neon Rising player, that is that guy, trying to scout out Rozok. He's actually aware that there's a team, and that is Rage Esports, waiting for them to make a mistake, maybe a fumble at that fight. Then things might be a little bit different. But as of now, Neon Rising, the player that is Beekeeper, is also getting closer to where that guy is. They're looking at RC, not even Rage. Sorry about that. So RC, that is the Rescue Esports, have been spotted. They're actually changing their position. For RC, they have no points to their name yet, so they should probably focus on maybe the late fights. Focus on moving to the zone. If it moves, you get to move as well. And then now come into the last zone and get some fight happening on your side. Then now maybe they can get some points to their name. But of course, it does happen. Sometimes you lose too early in the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just take it and figure out your next steps as the game proceeds. But for now, rejects X taking on Gatka, really safe. No one is with them here. So I believe they'll be maintaining this place for a while. ZEUS, MORIS holding Georgetown. Initially, you would see a team like Mercenary Union taking on Georgetown. I'm not sure where they are as of now, but I can guess that they're quite close. So looking at Rage Esports, we have it's lazy. They're also trying to keep their game safe, just looting up the area, just getting the utilities up as they should. But then for Rescue Esports, it seems they have lost one of the players, that is Spikey. The Donkeys might just be a little bit close to them, and now the fight will be happening. Tony trying to use the space here to get some damage in. 1000 Aura is down, Emperor is down as well. Oh, we might just be seeing another thing here happening, just like we saw from Team Unique. Will they be able to wipe out that team by himself? Tony, one of the best players from DK, will be going against Rashiano, also one of the best players from RC. But then unfortunately for Rashiano, he will be going back to lobby again too early in the game here for RC. But like I said, it does happen. So far, so good. We have lost only 3 teams, with the 3 teams still remaining. And they might be forced to do something unique. One band and RC have been going back to lobby too early in the game for quite some time now. So I don't know about that, but they should really change their strategy on that. But as of now, Marshall Union, that is a prison, he will be waiting on the DKs. He can see them changing their location. He can see them doing the flankings here. Leo scouting out the place. I'm not sure he's aware that they are on that compound, But if he is, then maybe they will be on the upper hand here. They know that there's a team there, so let's also surprise them if they are planning to surprise us. So I hope that does work out for them. Excuse me, but as of now, RJC. RJC player, that is Tony, he does spot the players from DK, and baby is down because more esports is also holding the reaches there right behind where we have the players from RJC. Aatrox being spotted by Reverb, trying to get the damage there. Perfect sprays on Aatrox, but then unfortunately he's not able to get that knock, but he needs to get something working before the player that is Aatrox does really ruin it for RJC. Baby is down. Going towards baby might just be the biggest hustle, seeing that the donkeys are holding the petrol station. They're holding the gas station. I don't know how people call it in their countries, but the gas station there is occupied. The donkeys are there. RJC has to get the revive on baby. They have to look at a more esports player, that is Aatrox. So for RJC, they're really pressured, but Kelvin decided that is not going to be an easy thing for RJC to do. The revive will not be happening. RJC immediately does change their location. They decide to retreat and avoid this fight. A DK player Dybala still trying to, cause some trouble around RJC, but they're not taking that bait yet. They want to take their time and maybe come into the fight a little bit later. But then the donkeys are still around. They are 4 eliminations ahead. And we have to say it, Tony basically wiped basically a one team by himself. DK, Tony. So good play coming from you. But for now, the teams are playing it a bit slow now. Initially, they were quite aggressive. They were the ones, most of the teams are taking on the early fights. But as of now, they have mastered and they have seen most of them are not really showing their strategies. So let's also show the opposite of what you're going to be doing. I hope that's what they're thinking, guys. I know I think I'm thinking like a gamer, but I hope they're doing that. They're showing the opposite of what they will do in the finals. But as of now, RRAGE Esports holding shelter. They have a team right next to them that is Angry X Smoke, winners of game 1. So things there might just be a little bit interesting to see how they will transpire, how RRAGE Esports and Angry X Smoke will handle this fight. And next them ZEUS final boss taking on 12 Esports. Now finally the fights are coming to our screens. Finally people want to take on the fights instead of holding compounds till the end of the game. We are in the second phase of the zone. We'll be going into the third phase. So let's see what their plan will be. Who will be able to dominate the game here for game 3. 12 Esports Ara does get the damage on finish. Oh, but then he does take him down. And our teammate that is Pyro coming from the back there does give the cover on his teammate. Does get quite some good damage. But then again, that push really needs to happen before any more players they get closer. Nate's getting hooked up here. Death might just be damaged, but then he doesn't really get damaged at all. Trying to get the healing happening here, but then RR is really pulling up the pressure. But then the DBS from 12, it does get the knock there. They are trying to go in for that push again. One man giving one team the pressure that they need. They're trying to get the revive. Oh, and 12 player is down. Really unfortunate. Saitama does make it a little bit late here. Trying to go in for that push. The vehicle does try to get the elimination. Really going in for that push, and he's down. And Saitama, one man standing from Pyro, from FINALBOSS, and that is Pyro. He should be able to take him down if he wants 12 Esports to keep on dominating in these games. Smokes everywhere. Pyro trying to get his cover in before he can go in for that push against Saitama. But then if Saitama decides to get one nade, then maybe he will be getting that elimination. But then he does try going for that push. Amazing damage on Saitama. Pyro is exposed here. Both players are quite damaged. A nade coming from Saitama might just be a Kobe. Oh. Noise that a Kobe. Pyro does get to get the last player from 12 Esports. Then our ZEUS final boss will be a full team again, thanks to one man, and that is Pyro final boss. I'm actually surprised. This is how did people go for training? Because most of the teams now, even if it's one man standing, they're quite comfortable to engage in a fight without feeling that they're going to disappoint their team. They're just relaxing, getting composed, and thinking through their fight. And you can see it's finally paying off. So I hope the teams have been really practicing, because it's really a really good look. But as of now, we have to reject. So that is RJC
are getting surrounded there. Neon Rising getting closer, and Kuza and his teammates have also gotten closer to Neon Rising. They're making the scouts in the area, but as they do that, the donkeys are basically on the western side where they are. So they need to be really, really careful to choose whether they're going to be taking on this fight or they're going to be waiting out a little bit more just for one team to make a mistake. I mean, everyone right now is being all Vin Diesel, let me do some stunts here and there, see if someone will attack us. But I mean, people outgrew that. You can try, irritate us, tell us you're there, but we'll not engage. Relax. We're not engaging yet. So I think that strategy used to work. Okay, works if you're playing open field. If you're open and you're trying to get some commotion, you want the opponents to be a little bit distracted, then the vehicle play can work. But if we're in a building, why would I engage? And I am pretty sure one of these scoping me, so that when I peep and you can see my forehead, you decide to engage. No way. I don't think teams want to do that anymore. We outgrew that, but not me, but you guys, you outgrew that. But as of now, fights happening everywhere. The zone is getting smaller. Third phase of the zone's lazy is down. Rossini, Pew Pew, and Palabala. They need to do something about it, get the revive on Slazy, or change their location. But then Angry player does pass by. Rossini with the damage. Might just be getting a knock here. The spray is actually connecting. But I mean, thinking about switching the gun, there is never an option. Most of the time, your hand will always prefer to continue reloading if you do not have an AR to help you with that. But then unfortunately, he does land in the hands of Palabala, does get knocked and fasted immediately. And now Angry is down numbers. There are 3 players only standing. And now Pew Pew will be trying to get the revive. He has to be really careful though. Players from Angry X Smoke will be watching him as he tries to get the revive. He needs to do it quite fast and change his location as soon as possible. But right now, the players from RRAGE Esports are getting spotted by 629. He's trying to get the damage, but nothing is happening. Everyone right now is quite worried with the type of gameplay they want to play in this game. For Neon Rising, losing players under 1. DK is also around there. They might just be watching this fight, making it hard for Neon Rising, but then Reject X, they're getting closer to that guy. Does get to confirm that knock. Dybala, third party in the fight, and Neon Rising, of course, will be eliminated. The third party is always the itching thing behind your head. They just want to be there. But you can see Reject X there. They still have the numbers. 2 players still standing, Rashgod and Aina. So let's see what they're going to be doing to be able to survive. RJC down on player Baby, and the players from RJC need to get something happening. Amazing spray there from Reverb. It does get exposed to Rashgod, but then that doesn't really stop him. He wants to get something happening, but then Rashgod cooking up a nade here. Might just be a Kobe on Reverb. Nade's coming inside as well, but then Reverb immediately, he does change his position. Good thinking there from Reverb. That rotation might just be what will be taking Rashgod and his teammate back to lobby. The player that is Reverb, amazing rotation there, will be the best surprise for Reject X, but then unfortunately he cannot see the players there with the Rage giving them enough cover. He has to get a little bit more a high ground view so that he can be able to engage. But then team execute, last player standing, Shakid. Oh, Shakid. Shakid the DBS. Well, it does happen. Not everyone is good with the DBSs, but an amazing play there from Ara. Does get the last elimination from EXE. 8 teams remain in 4th phase of the zone. Heading into the 5th phase, where the damage will be quite high. Palabala getting it. Will try to get some damage here on Angry, but they are not able to get that knock yet. RRAGE Esports player Pew Pew, of course, they will be looking to see who will be, well, taking on the first entry knock for RRAGE Esports to go in for that push on Angry X Smoke. But Pew Pew is still trying to get the feedback, starting to get the damage. Oh, Aspect is exposed there, and the spray does connect. Falabala, the Beast spray, and Aspect is down. Pew Pew, he will be trying to get more knocks here. He wants to get the plus from Angry down. Does get good damage there, but then unfortunately they will be changing their position without being knocked by Pew Pew. And immediately with the zone shifting, RRAGE Esports will be getting closer as well. And you have another knock there. I mean, Rossini is not letting anyone get back to the zone without at least getting some casualties for your team. Switch there, been the last person standing. Oh wow, last player from Reject X, they're still getting eliminated by Dybala. I think Dybala's location here has been his game plan I don't think he has another plan. He's going to be staying here for quite some time as he will be farming the eliminations. The zone is also closing in now, and every team will be forced to go to where Mercenary Union is. And Dybala has the zone as well. What a lucky guy here. But we'll be seeing if that is going to be well, he's home for a long time. For now, RJC taking on the players from ZEUS Final Boss. Amazing play there from Reverb. Godley is down. We have Kairos getting close as well. Reverb immediately does look at Kairos. That said, the damage might be getting a second knock here. And the players from ZEUS Final Boss they do give Reverb the confidence. But I mean, you have to be careful. Do not be too confident, Reverb. You won't be making this hasty decisions that will be costing your team. RJC getting dropped one by one, but then Shiva coming almighty in here with the buggy and his teammate, and he will be able to try and get the revive on his knocked teammate. But then for now, it is going to be GG's for Rage. And well, they tried. They tried. ZEUS Final Boss tried. I mean, everyone tried here, but RJC, the vehicle just did it for them. Shiva with the buggy, amazing play there. Of course, he's going to be making his team happy with that, but they have to be on the move as well. With the zone trying to shift here, they will be forced to go towards where the DK player, that is Hancho, is, Dybala is, and then they will be able to maybe secure a safe spot for their Mercenary Union. Getting closer to DKs, the donkeys here are quite exposed. They already have Hancho in lobby. Angry Xmo getting eliminated as well. And now with the 4 teams remaining, we do not know who is going to be dominating now, because all we can say is may the best strategist win this game. The zone is quite open. Compounds are limited. So where will you be holding before you are eliminated? Reverb there trying to cook up a nade on Dybala. Is it going to be a Kobe though? Dybala cooking a nade as well. He might be looking to get not even a nade, but now he's finally cooking up that grenade, and Reverb cooking a nade as well. But then seems like Dybala's grenade will be landing right next to Reverb. Doesn't really get a knock here, but the damage is quite good. The zone might be eliminating Reverb here. He needs to make his rotations. He will be going towards Dybala. He's quite distracted, but then again, he does do that, and Reverb, oh, amazing cover there from Shiva, immediately taking him back to lobby. Honestly, the synergy in RJC is quite impressive. How they're handling the fight. One player is down, and Shiva is not focusing on the revive yet. He wants to do something here. He wants to get the players there that are trying to go in for that push down. He needs to be as composed as possible, trying to get the damage on Aatrox. But then just like that, players from RJC will be going back to lobby. 3 teams are remaining. And Leo, the nades there. Leo is quite damaged, but then we have a more esports player going in for that push. Amazing knock there, stuff. Okay, but then his teammate Demonic landing on time. He does get the last player there from the donkeys. A beautiful play there for more esports. Now 2 teams remaining. Mercenary Union being aware of the knock there, getting the knocks and immediately confirming them, and it will be crippling the players for more esports. It will be quite hard to recover with the 2 players down against the whole 4 squad team. But the nades here getting cooked here for Demonic, and his teammate is about to be a red zone because the nades are coming from every single angle. Kelvin is down and 1 man remains standing. Demonic, you better be thinking about demon time right now, because if you're not, I mean, we can see your head, but they cannot. Man, no way they cannot see this guy. Oh, they finally spot him. Glixie spotting the last player, and just like that, finally Mercenary Union being able to get their winner, a winner chicken dinner, 3rd game of the night, and Mercenary Union have finally been able to get their wanted comeback. Beautiful play there, well deserved chicken dinner for Mercenary Union. I mean, big up, well deserved chicken dinner. It is exactly what happens when you are composed and you learn from your mistakes. For them, this is the turning point. They might have just discovered their weaknesses and what they might be changing in the next games here when they went in for that push. I mean, more esports player Demonic was just holding, okay? We could see him, but they can't see him. But then Glixie passes by and he sees, okay, wait a minute, there's someone's head peeping here. And just like that, they got the chicken dinner. Glixie having 3 eliminations, a damage of 340. Hulk having 1 elimination, a damage of 272. Ali getting 2 eliminations, a damage of 388. And then Prison getting 2 eliminations and a damage of 356. Amazing plays here coming from Mercenary Union. Well deserved game. They have really put in the effort. They have done a lot of I can say fights that they deserve to take and others they avoided, and that is how Mercenary Union finally got their chicken dinner. It's a good play, a good teamwork, good stuff. 59 eliminations from this game, 64 knockouts. A lot was happening in that game, but some are just getting revived and continuing with the fight. Total healings at 5,376. 3 grenade eliminations, 40 assists, and 1 vehicle elimination. I believe we saw how that one team RJC was really using the vehicle to the best of their ability. But you know what? It does happen. You just take on your fights. The ones you can win, fine. The ones you cannot, fine. All of that depends with how you want to go about it. Looking at the head-to-head here, we have 18 total points. That is for Mercenary Union, and that did give them a damage of 1,356. We have 13 points for DKs with a damage of 1,205, getting 8 eliminations for Mercenary Union and 8 eliminations for the Donkeys as well. The dividing factor here was that chicken dinner. I mean, chicken dinners are everything, guys. Chicken dinner are everything. You need them to be able to get your points that one step ahead. But look at the MVP. We have Shiva from RJC. I mean, you have to look out for Shiva, guys. I'm warning you. 4 eliminations to his name, a damage of 904, 2 assists, a healing of 111, 2 knocks to his name. I mean, it is quite interesting that we had RJC player Shiva always getting to be that one last player who just came in out of nowhere and saves his team. And it's actually good because he's probably the one watching the fight from afar, you know, that one hope for the team where if everyone is eliminated, I'll come back later, and it's actually working for them. And we have second place for top player as Reverb, 4 eliminations and a damage of 814. Tony third with 5 eliminations, a damage of 607. Fourth, we have Kairos from Final Boss, 3 eliminations and a damage of 592. Dybala, 5th place with 3 eliminations and a damage of 429. Well played from all the players. Honestly, they deserve it. And the match rankings, MU getting 18 points, DK at second place with 13, RJC with 12, More Esports at time with ZEUS Final Boss getting 10 points from that game, Rage Esports, Reject X, 3 Crowns Esports, Team Execute, and 12 Esports. All of them tying at 4 points in total. 11th place Angry 3, Neon Rising 12 with 2, 1 band Team Unique, ZEUS MORIS tying with 1 point each, and for Rescue Esports 0 points yet. But like I said, things can change and we might just be seeing something a little bit different as the games progress. Remember, this is just the first day. Overall top players, Shiva, 10 eliminations, a damage of 2,092. Second place, Reverb, 7 eliminations, a damage of 1,690. 12th player, that is Des, with 6 eliminations, a damage of 1,520. 4th place, you have Slazy, 8 eliminations, a damage of 1,029. And then 5th place, finally a new face, that is 3 Crowns, player Nexus again, 6 eliminations and a damage of 1,118. Well played there. All the top players, well deserved. But as of now, we have the overall ranking. RJC, okay, changing the table again, moves Angry from that slot, and not just easily, but with a big margin as well. 42 for RJC, 35 for Angry. DK is a third with 25, 12 Esports fourth with 24, EXC fifth with a 21, Mercenary Union, Rage Esports, and 3 Crowns Esports tying at 20 points each. We have Final Boss 16 points, More Esports 14, Rejects X 12, ZEUS FINALBOSS, ZEUS MORIS, and one band with the 8 points each. Neon Rising 3, Unique 2, and then Rescue Esports with 0. I mean, for RC, I believe they can change their strategy and things might just be a little bit better for the teams. But honestly, we're just starting. It is day one. Of course, the games will be happening for 3 days. So anything can happen. But as of now, 3 matches down. We'll be going into the last game. That is Miramar. So we'll be seeing what the teams will be having. I believe it is the last game. So everything might just be a little bit different. But who will predict? As long as we do not know who's going to give us a chicken dinner, there's nothing we can say for now. We'll be taking a very short break and then we'll be going into the last game, which is Miramar.
The idea he knows exactly where gonna follow how this works. May as well just get this
Down
down.
to company point. Beautiful control now.
The idea.
Right, welcome back. We are finally here for the last game of the night, and that is going to be Miramar. I mean, we have been surprised, and not even a single team yet has been able to give us a consistent winner chicken dinner. The table there has been changing, MVP has been changing as well. So I can only imagine what will be happening in the last game. Every single team has something to offer. Everyone is just doing their thing. No one is constant. Everyone is just, moving around. But that is expected. It is the first day they're playing in the same lobby. So of course it's going to be a little bit different. So let's see what we're going to be expecting in this game. But as of now, we are finally in the last game of the night. What are we going to be expecting? Which team is going to be able to give us that amazing winner chicken dinner for this game? But as of now, I'm really interested. I'm actually invested to see if there's anyone who's going to be giving us how do I put it? A change in their strategy, because for most of them, they have changed everything that we knew they were doing. They have changed how they're handling the early fights. They have changed how they're taking on the last zone fights. So things might be a little bit different. So I'm going to wait and see what is going to be changing. What are we going to be expecting? Which teams are we going to be expecting to really dominate? But as of now, the games are just fresh. Three Crowns Esports has brought you the PUBG Mobile Africa Championship Invitational, where it is a chance for all these teams to practice and prepare themselves for what it is to come in the grand finale for PMSC 2025. So big up to you, Three Crowns Esports, for organizing this, because now the teams can use this as a chance to practice. So big up to you, of course. But for now, and for production, by the way, good stuff from you guys. But as of now, we have RJC, and we want to see what RJC will be giving us. They have really surprised us. They have done a few things here and there that we honestly did not put in mind that were going to happen. We did not know if they're going to be taking all fights. Are they going to be the ones farming the whole lobby? But this time around, that is not the case. And here where we have, that is more esports. They have a team right next to them. So we'll be waiting to see how that plays out. What are we expecting on that side? Who's going to be dominating? And who is going to be giving us stories? Because honestly, most of the teams here, if I'm being honest, I feel today they're just not yet where we want them to be. They're not that aggressive. They're playing it a little bit safe. They're not showing us what they're going to do, and it's fine. We won't judge you for that. But for RC, if they can avoid the early fights, that will be the best thing for them, seeing that the past games haven't really been a good night for in terms of the overall ranking as well. So I hope they have a plan around that. But for RJC taking on Three Crowns Esports, Quila is down already. RJC, they will be going in for that push as well. So let's see what their plan is going to be, what our Three Crowns players going to be doing. But then RJC, with just one player down, you can see they're trying to be on both ends here, trying to get the revive and still get the knocks happening. I mean, Shiva, oh, I really hope he changes his picture and uses that whatever. Let me stop talking other games. But anyway, we have Three Crowns Esports there. We have Merrick trying to cook up a nade here. Might just be a Kobe on Shiva, but then immediately changes his position. Owner didn't revive as well, but then Merrick is down again. I mean, Kuza coming in from the back there. Shiva needs coming from the angle. Three Crowns Esports trying to press the pressure and not really working out for them, because RJC is not ready to get eliminated this early in the game. And just like that, Three Crowns Esports will be the first team to be eliminated in this last game of the night. Honestly, that was a bit fast, even for me. I have Three Crowns Esports also as shocked as I was, because wow, that was really fast. But it does happen sometimes. The fights just, I don't know. I feel like some of them they just happen. You just realize you're in lobby or you've won without understanding what transpired in the middle. But as of now, Reject XF, they have a team right next to them that is one band. And for one band, I am not sure what their plan is and what they want to do. But
We'll be seeing how they will be taking on these fights. Will they be able to encounter each other, or they will be playing it a little bit safe for now? So let's wait and see what will be changing in this game. We have basically ZEUS final boss as well. They do not have teams around them, so that's quite a plus, seeing that Miramar is usually quite crowded at the beginning, and then as the games progress, they change everything. They decide to play it a little bit safe and avoid as many fights as they can. So let's see if it is going to be working out for them or not. But as of now, 3 Crowns Esports will be sitting in lobby and watching the live to see what is happening in this game. Rescue Esports still surviving. That's a good sign. I hope they will be keeping that up for a while, but more esports right behind them. And more esports doesn't really like going back to a lobby early. So, depending on how RC takes on this fight, Mo might be leaving or RC might be leaving. But good call here from Spiky, and it seems like they're changing their location here with Rashiano. A very, very good strategic call that will save them the hassle of taking on an early fight. But for more esports player Kelvin, he is aware that there's a player that is from ZEUS final boss quite close to him, and he will be waiting for him to see if he's going to be making a mistake. But then Reject X here, Anos, they will be going in for that push one band. They are getting their revives. They are really quite low for HP. I don't know what they're planning to do about that, but I hope they have meds to try and keep up with the fight. Goat has also been spotted by Lucifer. Actually, Lucifer is just watching them from the high ground here, waiting for them to make a mistake, and then maybe he will be able to get at least some knocks for his team to go in for that push. But then I don't think one band is planning on exposing himself. Goat is going to be waiting there for a while before he exposes himself. Unfortunately, Redline is in the lobby. That means one band is down numbers. So I hope they have a plan around that. But as of now, we have a goat there waiting, strategically holding that door. If someone decides to go in for that push, then that might just be the last straw for them. But for Rejector X, they are not ready to take on that fight. And Goat, actually, he does get that fast knock on the players from Reject X, and he will be trying to get the thirst up him, but then he has to be careful. There is someone watching from the hills, and he might be able to get him down as well when he tries to get the thirst. And now one band, evening out the fight here, they have equal numbers. Of course, they can at least take on that fight, knowing we are on an equal playing field. The ZEUS, a final boss, losing a player, that is Zara, to RC. I'm not sure RC decided to take on a fight here, at least one elimination to their name. If they continue the same tempo, then they might be able to keep up the same energy and get themselves at least a chicken dinner happening on their side, or rather more eliminations and more points to their name. But as of now, we have Reject X. They're going to be trying to get that push here on one band. I'm not sure how they're going to be handling this, but getting that push as soon as possible will be advisable before people decide to get closer, and now the numbers become a little bit uncontrollable for them to survive. But unfortunately, Enos there will be losing his teammate, and Lucifer's strategy will not be working out for them because they were not able to get some cover on their knocked teammate. But let's see what the plan will be, what will be happening to the teams, what their plan is, and what they're looking to do at the end of the day. Rejects Anos here, still waiting quite safe. And looking at the safe zone, Hacienda del Patron, Graveyard, Mina General, Picado, all these places are safe. Torre Ahumada also no longer safe. So teams like 12 Esports will be going towards the zone, EXE as well. So we'll be seeing how they handle that fight. But then for RC, losing players again a little bit too early in the game. I hope they're going to be having a comeback for this year. But then ZEUS are trying to get the revive on their knocked teammates. Emperor trying to cook up a nade. Gods has to be really careful, because now if that nade connects, it is going to be that one knock that RC needs to go in for that push. But then looking at them, the numbers are down. 2 players in lobby. RC having 2 players still standing. A nade getting hooked up. Is it going to be a Kobe and Gods here? The nade from Spike is quite dangerous, but will it be connecting though? Final boss player Gods trying to get close to Spiky. The pre-fires from Spiky are good, but are they getting any damage yet? Spiky has to be really really careful. He's getting flanked. Someone is coming from the back. I hope he has a plan for that, because if you're not familiar and if you do not have good earphones, then maybe you will not be seeing that rotation happening. But then Spikey gets spotted, and of course the damage is quite high. ZEUS final boss, they will be going in for that push. Pyro is down. Spikey and his teammates now know that they have the numbers, and more esports is a third party, very much giving the players from this final boss quite a hard time here. But for Spikey and his teammate, they should use this as their chance to make the rotations. Not with that vehicle though. But let's see if it's going to be working out or not. More esports third part in that fight gave RC a chance to avoid this fight as much as they can. Kelvin here being aware that there's another team closer. Neon Rising Beekeeper trying to cook up the nades here. Kelvin, you need to be careful, but it seems like Godly was able to get that elimination on RC, and they have been eliminated just like that. Neon Rising players have to be careful of Kelvin. He will be getting closer. Beekeeper getting spotted. Amazing knock there by Kelvin, and he'll be taking him back to lobby. Immediately switches the guard here, trying to get another knock on your Rising. He's quite low, but then will be able to take on a player with that sort of HP. The teammates getting closer as well. Baby with the DPS here, trying to get the P-fires, the damage from Matrox. Demonic, he's also getting the damage, but then Baby quite composed. He's down again after getting that knock. And now more esports, they are down some players, but so is Neon Rising Wizard trying to get the damage here. But then unfortunately, he will not be able to save the teammates that are on their knees. But for more esports, we'll be able to get some revives before anything changes. And now we have RJC giving Mercenary Union a hard time. Shiva, man of the match, is down. Kuza going in for that push. Hulk has to be really, really careful. He's the only person standing. Ali is on his knees here. Everything is about to be a little bit different. Hulk is not sure if this is going to be changing at any point, but as you can see, RJC Reverb, he does a sport Hulk there and takes him back to lobby immediately. And just like that, they have the players from MU sitting in lobby with RJC trying to get another chicken dinner to their name. 8 eliminations. It seems like RJC is finally farming for the skills, so let's see if that's going to be worth it. But then Rejects player Lucifer One Band has been really giving them a lot of pressure. Rushcard and Lucifer, the only 2 players standing. One Band will be going in for that push on the one of the players from Reject, and that is Rushcard. You have to be careful of that shotgun though. One small mistake, that shotgun can wipe out the whole team easily. Well, let's see if that's going to be the case. Rushcard waiting for them to make a mistake. One Band playing it safe as well. They do not want to be on the receiving end. They want to be the ones taking out Rejects X players, that is Rushcard and Lucifer. But then Lucifer's position, if I'm being honest, is not really advantageous anymore. They need the numbers in that fight, and if getting closer to the team, that would have been the best strategy for him. But as you can see, Rushcard, they're waiting patiently with that shotgun. I mean, if you're not careful, if you're not well prepared, it's going to be very, very unfortunate for you. But let's see what is going to be happening here. Franco tries to go in for that push already. The players that is from Rejects, that is Rushcard, is the only person remaining. You can see how they're trying to go in for that push of unified a line. But remember, like I said, one shotgun could eliminate a whole team if you're not careful. Franco there trying to get closer to Rushcard. He will be getting closer as well. The shotgun might be playing. He does miss the shots there, but unfortunately for Franco, sorry, he is the first test for Rushcard. They do. He does get the second knock as well. Oh, Rushcard there, the shotgun. It seems like he is the shotgun master, getting the players from One Band by himself. His teammate quite far from him, but then he is quite composed. He knows how to use the shotgun. But like I told you, one shotgun can eliminate a whole team. One small mistake and all of you will be going back to lobby. And now One Band again tries to go in for that push. Meadows has to be really, really careful, because that shotgun and Lucifer finally closing in. I mean, amazing strategy there from the players from Reject X. Immediately Lucifer spotted the chance here. He finally came closer to his teammate. The high ground was just not paying off, and now there's just one player standing from One Band. I'm not sure how it's going to be taking on that fight, but Rushcard still confident with the same shotgun. But so is Mezzo holding basically a S12K. If he's confident, he can wipe out the team there by himself as well, or he will be going in for that push. Has to be careful of his player from the S12K. If does connect, he's going to be down, but then no shot is registering yet. He's missing all the shots here, and the players from Reject X don't know how to go about this. Oh, he does get the first player down. Might be looking for a second knock here, but then he retreats and immediately waits for Lucifer. It does get the damage again here. If he has a comeback, this will be the best time for one band to have the bragging rights for the best comeback in a long time. But as you can see now, Rejects player Lucifer immediately looks to his Skyle because he's not the shotgun player like his teammate, and you're going against a shotgun user that is an S0K. Not an easy gun to go against, but then immediately the player from one band does decide to use an AR, but he's still trying to get more damage. He is actually making sure he gets as much damage as possible before he goes in for that push rush, but he's still on his knees. He might be able to get the fast here. He does leave his teammate outside, and we have Medso still trying to go in for that push. Very much faster. The AUG gets the P5 Rejects, and just like that, he's able to wipe out the duo by himself. He basically recovered his team's glory there. One band was quite exposed to a wipe by just one man. Good stuff there coming from one band. Well played, well thought out game coming from Medsos, and just like that, the team is living happy knowing that at least they're not in the game, but our teammate was able to do the revenge we very much wanted. And now we have just 10 teams remaining. The zone is finally closing in. Third phase of the zone going into the fourth phase, and we want to see what will be changing, who will be able to dominate these games easily without losing the fights. We are not even sure who is going to be the one leading when it comes to this last game of the night. Everything is on a 50-50 situation for all of the teams. And as you can see now, Angry X Smoke, they're spotting the players from EXE. Shakid has been spotted. His location has been compromised, and Switch will not be letting him leave that place. They're trying to get some damage. Then luckily for him there, his teammates are getting closer. Zaber and Blade closing in as well. So let's see how that does work out. Shakid, he's enjoying. He was trying to be a little Vin Diesel, but not this time because Angry was watching. But then Switch has been spotted as well. The damage is there. Zaber is down as well. 629 are getting closer, trying to get the damage. Blade, amazing space on Blade there. And 629 is down. Of course, he'll be taking the player back to lobby. Immediately does change his view. He wants to see who's coming in for that push again, because if you're not alert, you will be losing and might be going back to lobby. Seeing that his teammate Shakir is still on his knees here, Swashi and Blade will be the only hope left here for the players from Team Execute. But then it seems like one of the players from Angry decided to nade his teammate. I'm not sure why, but they will be forced to get the revive, and Blade here as well will be trying to get the revive on his knocked player Shakid before anything happens to all Esports. More Esports right next to them. They're Rex trying to heal up. Kelvin being spotted by Saitama. Amazing cover for us to get the healing happening, but then more Esports. Two of their players getting knocked and busted. Angry X Smoke, one man remains standing, and that is Aspect. Question is, who will be able to survive this fight? How many teams are closing into one location because they can hear the sprays? Now EXE back to their numbers. 3 players are standing. ZEUS Morris closing as well. Fabian are watching by the ridge there. The donkeys coming on the right side. Every single team is closing on Team Execute. I hope they have a plan for that, otherwise they will be in the crossfires for most of the teams as they wait by the edges of the zone. And as you can see, ZEUS Morris changing their location. The DKs coming in on the side for EXE, so I don't know if they're going to be taking on that fight as well, but avoiding it and waiting for that chicken dinner might just be the most and the best strategy to use right now. You need the points. RJC 42 points, 8 eliminations, 50 points in. Closing that will be very tricky for the team, so they should really focus on that. Otherwise, it is going to be a very interesting day for them. But as you can see, Angry Xbox player, that is Aspect, one man standing. Team Execute right next to him. He's not sure on how to go about this, but all he needs is composure. But then Blade's grenades here are basically ruining that for him. They want to basically make it impossible to relax before he can take on a fight. But as you can see, the nades are getting prepared. Smokes for the push here, and Blade might just be going for that push with his teammate Aspect being the only person standing from his team. Blade going in for that push. Aspect trying to get the pre-nades in the building, but will they be working? Unfortunately, Aspect has been cooked all the way back to lobby, and our Team Execute will be surviving this fight. But as they know, they can hear the sprays right next to them. They know there's a kid there, but they need to finish it before the zone starts moving. The zone decides to shift, and Rage Esports is the safest team as of now. The Donkeys going towards Dybala will be the best thing for them as well. Now RJC, they have been able to get more eliminations to their name, and they should now focus on making it to the safe zone. ZEUS Morris Faker quite far from his team, and Blade, amazing spray, and Fabian is down. ZEUS Logic trying to get the sprays on Blade, and Faker is down as well. Blade is unstoppable right now, getting all the knocks on ZEUS Morris. Team Execute should use that to go in for that push as the zone closes in. Thagar trying to get the revive as well on his knocked teammate before EXE gets closer. Swashi with the rotations will be putting the pressure here for ZEUS Morris, but will they be able to stop them as they execute the revive? Fabian being knocked as well. I mean, Logic is up there, does get the knock on Shakid, but then Blade, he does come to the rescue, gets a knock on his teammate. Thagar is spotting this happening right in front of him, and immediately it does confirm the knock on Shakid, does spot Blade as well. He does get damaged and immediately decides to change his position. He doesn't want to be in the middle of this fight, but is it going to be enough though? Will you be able to go away from EXE without getting eliminated? 12 Esports losing players, the Donkeys, third party in RJC, getting knocks on Shiva, but that is it for Shiva. GG's for you, and ZEUS Morris have been eliminated by Team Execute. Now 12 Esports are taking on RJC. Nades are getting cooked up there. Des can't hear Nasser getting closer, but as you know, Nasser is also a really good player from RJC. The damage is in there from Des. Nasser immediately decides not to stop to engage in this fight. Will they be able to leave and make it to the safe zone? Des is the only player standing from his team. He can decide to third party. RJC quite distracted, and immediately Des does use this to his advantage. Does spot the player that is Reverb trying to get the space there. The zone is closing in. He needs to get moving before the damage from the ZEUS is quite high. But for Des, beautiful call here. He will be going towards the safe zone, but will he be able to make it seem that there are teams every single side in the safe zone waiting for him? DKs, they can spot Des as he makes his rotation, and he will be in the middle of teams. Luckily for him, they are all distracted, focusing on RJC. Dybala, on the other hand, does spot him, does get the sprays connecting. He is quite low. Blade, on the other hand, will also engage in a fight. Really damaged here. Swashi cooking up some nades. RRAGE Esports closing on them there. Palabala on the right has been spotted by Swashi. Amazing damage on Swashi. But will the sprays connect? Beautiful spray from Swashi as well. I mean, Swashi's sprays, we know them, but for RJC, it is going to be GG's. They have lost all their players. 4 teams remaining. RRAGE Esports still dominating the game here. EXE are not taking any L's in this game. Swashi cooking up a nade on Slazy. Is it going to be a Kobe? It does connect there. Now Rossini, another nade from Swashi will be connecting as well, and we might be seeing another player on his knees from RRAGE Esports. Rossini trying to retreat here, trying to get the revival on Slazy, but luckily for them, they have the numbers. The nades coming in quite hot, but they're not aware that RRG has changed their position, and the nades will not be connecting. Palabala giving him the cover, but he really needs to focus on getting closer to the zone. It is going to be very hard for these teams to make it to the zone without losing a couple of their teammates to the teams that are holding the edges of the zone. For example, DK, they will be able to get some damage on a Team Execute. RRAGE Esports, Palabala being spotted by Swashi. They still have the back and forth here. They're still getting damage on each other, but the zone is shifting. The Donkeys, are really not letting anyone pass by them there. And we have ZEUS losing players. Donkeys getting knocked by the zone. Rotations in the last zone. Everything. Blade having the time of his life in his vehicle, but you can see Leo, and just like that, Blade has been eliminated by Leo. 2 teams remaining, and now Leo being the last person standing from the Donkeys. The nade is perfect, and just like that, we have a RRAGE Esports getting the winner chicken dinner for the last game of the night here in Miramar. Well played from RRAGE Esports. They started in the zone from the beginning, and that does explain why they have the well-deserved winner chicken dinner. Well played there from RRAGE Esports. A beautiful strategies, beautiful final elimination grenade. I enjoyed that, if I'm being honest. Well deserved, honestly, chicken dinner for Rage Esports. The nades from Swashi, perfect grenades. I hope he knows that and he will be using that to his advantage as the games progress. DK Lee, unfortunately, was just one man. Luckily for him, was able to get more eliminations to his team's name before the game came to an end, and that grenade landing basically on his face. But as you can see, the team starts there. We have Slazy, 2 eliminations to his name, a damage of 62. Sorry, Pew Pew, 0 eliminations, a damage of 171. Rossini, 0 elimination, a damage of 69, and Palabala, 1 elimination and a damage of 297. Like I said, the team did not engage at all, guys. They did not fight from the beginning. And now, when we're in the last zone fight, they get the chicken dinner, guys. That is why you can see the eliminations are 0 and the damages are 60 to 200. Match summary here, 55 eliminations, 56 knockouts. Total healings at 6,580. 5 grenade eliminations, 26 assists, and 0 vehicle eliminations. Well played there, honestly. Beautiful strategy from all the teams, even though some were not able to get their winner chicken dinner. Looking at the head-to-head here, we have RJC getting 15 points in total and Rage Esports getting 13. The difference is the eliminations, because Rage Esports got only 3 eliminations and RJC got 12 eliminations, and they did not even get a chicken dinner. But because of the eliminations and the placement points, even though little, they have 15 points to their name. With Rage, with just 3 eliminations, the chicken dinner, 10 points plus 3, that is 13 total points for Rage Esports. The damage on RJC, 2,000, very, very, very high. MVP coming from RJC again. Third game we had Shiva, and now for the fourth and the last game of the night we have the MVP from RJC again, and that is Reverb. Well played from Reverb and his teammates, even though they didn't get a chicken dinner. 5 eliminations to his name and a damage of 758, 1 assist, a heading of 387 with 3 knocks for his team. Well played there, Reverb, and a well-deserved MVP title. Looking at the top players, second place, you have Kairos from this final boss, 5 eliminations and a damage of 718. Nasser from RJC getting third with 5 eliminations and a damage of 717. Pain fourth with 4 eliminations and a damage of 695. And fifth place, we have More Esports player, that is Aatrox, with 3 eliminations. Overall ranking for this game, RJC leading with 15 points in total, Rage second with 13, EXE tying with the Donkeys with 12 points, Final Boss getting 11, More Esports 6, One Band 12 Esports tying at 5 points each, Reject X 3, ZEUS, MORIS, and Angry X Smoke 2 points each, RC 1, Neon Rising, 3 Crowns Esports, MU, and Team Unique got 0 points from that game. Honestly, that was quite interesting to witness. And with overall top players, we have Reverb, 12 eliminations and a damage of 237. Second place, Shiva, 11 eliminations, a damage of 2,546. Third, we have Kairos, 8 eliminations and a damage of 1,569. Fourth, Slazy, 10 eliminations, a damage of 1,091. And then fifth, Des, 7 eliminations and a damage of 1,718. Well deserved. Big up to the top players. Some have been dropped, and it does happen. But lo and behold, RJC getting number 1, 57 points to their name, RJC. And second, Angry with 37, tying the DKs, a margin of 20 points. Rage coming in fourth, tying with EXE, 33. 12 Esports, 29. Final Boss, 27. MU, Mo Esports, and 3 Crowns Esports having 20 points each. Rejects X 15, One Band 13, ZEUS with 10, Neon Rising 3, Unique 2, and then Rescue Esports with just 1 point. I mean, this does happen. It was the first day. I do understand with the games happening like that. Big up to Angry Export getting chicken dinner game 1 Wrangle. Game 2 we had RJC getting a chicken dinner in Sanhok. Third game we had Mercenary Union, chicken dinner in Wrangle. And fourth, last game we had Rage Esports getting a chicken dinner in Miramar. I believe Angry X Smoke is the only team that got the highest points in the chicken dinner, but it's expected. Everything is a little bit different. But as you know, guys, we have just finished day one for the invitational matches. So, of course, we'll be saying goodbye. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, as they get to witness the teams as they continue to play invitational matches. Brought to you by 3 Crowns Esports. For now, it has been your girl Mitch Gaming, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.